Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I want to talk to you about driving for Lyft and see how much money can you make driving for Lyft. Is it worth it? So this week I'll show you what I made so far here. So if you can see that, today I made $91.98. I drove for 2 hours and 43 minutes. So that comes out to be, looks like about 30 something dollars per hour, but it's not quite that much because they take 20% from that. So that'd be like 18.20, which would be like 70, let's just say 75 bucks. So 75 bucks divided by, let's just say close to 3 hours is 25 bucks an hour, which is really good actually. And plus I'll probably get some tips from that, so it'll be more like 80 bucks I'd say I'm gonna get for that many hours, which is really good. This week I've made $328, but minus the 20%, that's like minus 65 bucks. Geez, I should have done the math before I did this, but you know, it's like it's really good. Like 270, let's just say, divided by 13 hours, so that's like 20 bucks an hour. So if you're good, and a lot of that comes from tips. So you could kind of see, let's see, I'll show you my rides. So here's the ride history, $13.84 plus a $5 tip, plus a $1 tip, no tip. I must have not been likable there. I must have been farting or something. $1, $2, $5, $2. So a lot of times, like, these tips will offset the Lyft fees. And if you drive a certain amount for Lyft, they'll give you a bonus. Like if you drive 45 rides in a week, they'll give you 55 bucks. If you ride 65 rides, they'll give you 130 bucks. If you do 90 rides in a week, which is kind of insane, they'll give you 175 extra bucks. So they kind of incentivize you to drive a lot. And now, the way that I made this, I did it a little unconventional. It's not like the smartest way to do it on paper, but in practice and in real world, it's the best way to do it, because for me, I can't. So what they say is that you should pick somebody up, drop them off, and then just sit and wait, turn your car off, don't waste any gas, and just wait there until the next ride comes. I did that, and I would go insane because you sit there for like a half hour, sometimes 45 minutes, nothing, just in your little car, just like your little prison. Even if you got your music or a podcast going, it still sucks. So what I do is, as soon as I drop somebody off, I start heading home. I put in my GPS, head home, and then usually I'll get another ride on my way home before I get home. Usually it's fairly quick. In worst case, if it's just a slow day, because sometimes there's just slow days and you just won't be getting many rides. And I'd rather be sitting at home versus on the side of the road somewhere where I'm sitting there contemplating what choices I've made in my life leading up to this decision while I'm sitting in my car waiting for someone to go to a CVS pharmacy to get bunion cream or something like that. You're just like, so anyways, I head home, the best way, then that way I could work a lot more hours, because it's not so much like a job. You're just, hey, someone needs a ride. All right, they're right near my house. I'll go drive a mile away, go pick them up, drive them 6 miles away, head back home. You make $8. So let's just say typically you make about $8. So to drive 5 miles away and drive 5 miles back. All right, that's fine with me. Yeah, so Lyft it's a very good job for a very specific scenario. Like for me, I just moved here from Chicago to Portland, and I brought my own job here, my new business opportunity, but it's really slow. So I needed something to fill in the gaps, and instead of getting like a part-time job doing something or finding another full-time job that wouldn't work out, it'd be too stressful. This is like perfect because you can make about 17 to 20 bucks an hour, work when you want, and take time off whenever you want it. I mean, it's pretty perfect for my situation. If you were, you gotta, I don't know, I mean, if you were have different needs, that might not work out well. But if making decent money is okay and you got a good running car and you don't mind putting a lot of miles on it, like I got a fairly new Honda with like 50,000 miles on it, but it runs great. I've never had an issue with it. I have no worries about that it's going to give me issues. You know, if you had like a older car with a lot of miles on it and you're like, I don't want to be putting more on, this thing might break down, maybe a Lyft isn't for you. Or if you're like, I don't want to put these miles on my car, I don't have many miles, it's not for you. But yeah, I like driving for Lyft for the most part. And generally, because I do make a decent amount in tips, and I feel like it's because if you're just like if you're good at interacting with people, not like in a salesman type thing, if you just make conversation, I mean, you're in the car with somebody for 15 minutes usually, you just shoot the breeze with them, and sooner or later you'll stumble across something that is a common interest if you're into stuff, which I'm into a lot of stuff. I'm just a very curious person, I think. So I can usually find something very relatable with somebody when I'm in the car, and as soon as I find something, I start talking to them about that. And you know, usually you kind of build a rapport. Like I usually, I would say I make friends with almost everybody that gets in my car. Not everybody, but I mean, some people get in the car, they're on the phone, and you're just sitting there for 20 minutes in silence, and it's a little weird. Some people you just get a weird vibe from, so you just don't really kind of talk too much. But I'd say 90% of people, like, I talk them up and it's fine. I've never had a problem with anybody getting violent in my car. No one's puked in my car. So yeah, Lyft is it's a decent job. It's not bad. I wouldn't want to do it full time forever for my main job, I don't think, but you could definitely do it. You'd probably just have to be going through cars every 3-4 years or something though. But all right, well, hey, hopefully this helps. If anybody's thinking about doing it, or if you are doing it but you're getting burnt out on it, maybe take a look at one of my tips. And all right, take it easy.